Well, good evening. Welcome to Bedtime Stories with me, Pastor Michelle. Today's Wednesday, January 13th, and our woman of the night, that sounds weird, our daring woman of the hour is Lillian Lietzel, and she's an awesome acrobat. All right. So she was born into a family of circus performers. She was a good student and studied literature, music, and ballet. Her parents hoped she would become a concert pianist instead of a circus performer, but she was determined to join the circus. She practiced gymnastics and aerial acrobatics, and at 14, she joined her mother's female troupe. In 1910, they traveled to America and performed for the Barnum and Bailey Circus. The act didn't get good reviews, and they headed back to Europe. Except for Lillian, she stayed determined to become a star. Her billing, Lillian Lietzel, the world's foremost and most daring aerial star, was almost bigger than she was. She performed in a nightclub, hanging from a rope and doing poses, twirls, and spins. A scout for the Ringling Brothers Circus caught her act. The tiny aerialist with the big personality signed a contract and was on her way to stardom. When the two circuses merged into the Ringling Brothers and Barnum Bailey, she became their headliner and stayed in that lofty position longer than anyone else. As their star, she had her own railroad car, complete with a baby grand piano. Lillian's act was as dramatic as she was. The lights dimmed and she appeared in the glow of a spotlight. Not content to just climb the rope, she rolled and twirled her way up until she was 50 feet off the ground with no safety net. Hanging by a pair of silver rings, she twirled, spun, and did breathtaking acrobatics. The second part was her signature move. She slipped her wrists into a rope loop attached to a swivel. A drum roll began. All eyes focused on her. She would then swing her body around like a human propeller while cymbals crashed and the audience counted the turns. She was known for doing over 100 turns. Her record was 249. As the act went on in a blur, Lillian's hair would slowly come undone, making it look like she was flying apart, and that was partially true. Each turn caused her shoulder to dislocate and then pop into socket. 25 years after her death, this queen of air twirled her way into the International Circus Hall of Fame in 1958, a spot she earned as the darling of the big top. That does not sound fun to me. To do something where each time you do it, your shoulder pops out of place and then it pops back into place. It's a little much. Our Disney story tonight comes to you from Robin Hood, and it's called Bows and Arrows. So gather in, folks, for this story. Thanks, Mr. Hood. Skippy Bunny hopped around holding the bow and arrow Robin Hood had given him. This is the best birthday present in the whole wide world. Want me to show you how to use it? Robin asked. Yes, cried Skippy. See, you put this here. Robin lined the arrow up with the bow, then pull here and let it fly. The arrow soared through the air and landed in the center of a tree trunk across the yard. Wow, Skippy cheered. That's nothing, Robin said. He handed an apple to Skippy. Here, put this on the head of that scarecrow. Sure thing, Robin, Skippy said. As soon as the apple was in place, Robin let another arrow fly. It zipped through the air and hit the apple, neatly slicing it in two. Can I try? All right, Robin said, placing a new apple on the head. Skippy pulled back the bow, but when he let go, the arrow landed only a few inches in front of him. That's okay. It happens to the best of us. Even you? Well, not me. I never miss, Robin boasted as he pulled back his bow. Just as he did, Maid Marian's carriage rolled by. Robin's head turned and his hand slipped off the bow. The arrow fell to the ground a few inches in front of him. Skippy giggled. What's so funny? Robin asked. Nothing, Skippy said, hiding a smile. As you can see, even the most experienced archers lose their focus occasionally, but it helps if you think of a goal and keep your goal in mind while you draw the string back and aim. I like to think about setting the sheriff's pants on fire. Skippy decided to give it a try. He pulled the string back and then he let it go with a twang. The arrow sailed through the air and split the apple in two. Robin's trick had worked. I don't think I've ever shot a bow and arrow. I've thrown an axe before. I've gone axe throwing. That was kind of fun. All right, my friends, God bless you all.